Good afternoon. Today I'm here with another Buchanan's product. I previously reviewed the Buchanan's 12 and I really liked the bottle of Buchanan's 12 I had. I really thought it was a really good whiskey. So I came across this Buchanan's 15 Select. And it is Malt Perfection. And this is a blended malt Scotch whiskey. This isn't a blended Scotch whiskey like the Buchanan Select was. This is a malt. So this has no, this is like the Johnny Walker Green. It has no grain whiskey in it at all. It's all malt selection, single malt whiskeys. It is 15 years old. On the front it says a twist of peat smoke, a sweet hint of citrus fruit, and a smooth touch of malt, barley malt. I've had a little bit. It's got one of them little stupid pores in it, so you can't never get much quick out of this thing. It just, them little ball pores. If you had an alcohol problem, you'd either be drilling that baby out in a hurry, or else you would stop. You would start weaning yourself off. You get used to shaking all the time, trying to shake it out of there. Anyway, it is a product of Scotland. Buchanan's is a name. They've been around for a long time. I can't read the name. Craig Wallace, I think, is the name of the master blender that put this together. And it's a little different than what we might expect. Oh, it's kind of pouring pretty good now that I got a little air in the bottle. Get a little bit off the top there, get down to there, it starts to pour a little better. It is only 40% alcohol by volume. Does it have coloring added? Doesn't say anything about it. It is a blended malt, so people are not so worried about color in that aspect, I don't think, when you get into these kind of whiskeys. Or chill filtration, which I'm sure it probably has both. But nonetheless, it is what it is. I've gotten over a cold. A few days now I've had my taste of smell, and I've had my senses of smell and taste have returned. Thank God. In fact, when I brewed my coffee this morning, it smelled so good. I got a whisker tickling my nose. And you do get the maltiness right up front and the citrus, just like it says on there. I get orange peels. I get orange peels. I get a little of that barley. Oh, the malted barley. You get that maltiness in it. You get a slight bit of grassiness with this. Oh, that's a good dark honey color. Amber. I'll call it an amber. Legs form fairly quickly, run fairly fast. And then they slow down. You got some legs that run faster than others. And some are clinging and just starting to run. So it does have a oily texture to it. And I've already, of course, had some, so I'm trying to... On the nose, though, this is no Johnny Walker Green label, even though they're both 15-year-old blended malt whiskeys. It's not the same. This is not a apples to apples comparison. Maybe just ever so faint whiff of smoke on the nose, not much. Mostly I get the orange peels. There's a lot of orange peels in this. There's a little caramel in there too. There's orange peels, there's a little caramel, and it provides a sweetness on the nose you get, and there's that malted barley note that you get frequently. A little grassy note. But I'm going to say the grassy note's more like a lemongrass you would get. The dogs are behind me, so you'll have to, the tinkling of the collars in their their tags. They just got their shots the other day. They were not happy campers. Nope, you're not getting in. Anyway, it's winter time, sun's going down, it's starting to get a little cool, but I'm still in a short sleeve. It's not that cool out, but the female, she wants in to eat. She'll get in soon enough. Anyway, let's go on for the palate. It's pretty much what I get on the nose. Oh, I didn't take just a drop. I took a mouthful. No relative burn at all. This is really smooth. And I know that's a poo-poo word, but it applies here. This is a very evenly metered whiskey. There's no ups or downs, no sharp contrast going on. And that's attributable to the art of the blend, because they are blended to be this way. You know, we all like single malts, but single malts have some intensity sometimes you're looking for in a certain direction or another. They use the balance of the blend to kind of eliminate all that, but not eliminate it to the point it's not noticeable, but to kind of marry it, make it all work together. And, you know, I love single malts, but there's a place for a good blended whiskey out there. And I like this one. This is, I think the 15-year mark sits very well, because I really like the Johnny Walker Green 15 too. I really did. Citrusy, grassy. Ever so light on the smoke component, almost really a char instead of a peat smoke. More along the lines of what I would say a charred component would be to this. A light touch of that cedar note. It's got a good finish. Medium long finish. The orange peel set in the background. Orange peel's in the maltiness. The nose, other than the smokiness, was a little bit more prominent, and it's really not. It's more of a charred barrel note than it is actual smoke to me, but it is a smoky component. I really like it. I really like it for blended whiskey. I like some blended whiskeys very well. And this one's a good one. This one's worth, I paid $46 for it, I think it was. 45 or 46. It's worth that. It's worth that. This is one when you have your friends over and you don't want to give them something that's just going to blow their sherry socks off or their peaty socks off, and you just want to give them something to sit down and drink on and enjoy that you don't have to mix. That's a pleasure to drink. This is the one. This is good for that. As such, I'm going to give this a pretty high rating. But in this rating is not to be compared. I mean, you know, we were going to compare malts to malts here. And I have one rating in mind, and I have another rating I want to give it. I'm going to go with my first rating in mind, which is an 88. I'm going to stick with the 88. For a blended malt, this is pretty good. This is really good. I mean, it's worth the money. You get 15-year-old whiskey for under $50. You know, just don't go into it thinking it's going to be something that's you can't approach these with the single malt experience in mind. You can get close to that experience of mine with some of the Compass boxes. But this is your average. Before Compass box came along, these were what you got. This is the normal blended malt whiskeys. Monkey Shoulder falls in this category. There's several others out there that make a blended malt. And this one's good. Anyway, I better get off here. Don't want to make this video too long, guys. Remember, the spirit in your glass ain't running from you. Take your time, sip it, and enjoy it. You'll be better for it, as will we all. And if you like a good blended malt, I suggest this would be one I would suggest. If you haven't tried it, you want to try something a little different, you're not going to hurt yourself with this one. I really don't think so. I'll sign off, everyone. Have a good evening, because that sun is hitting me right now.